Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you the full interface of the Fitbit Versa 2. I'm not going to go over anything in the Fitbit app on a smartphone. This is only the user interface on the actual Fitbit itself. But before we get into that, I'd just like to say that I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel to keep me motivated on making more videos like this. So first off, something that you already know, I assume, is that the button on the side here turns on the screen. So here we have our clock face. You can change your clock face if you'd like, but we'll get to that in a bit. So right here, once we're in the screen, whenever it turns off like that, you have like 10 seconds or so to just tap it like that. But after that 10 seconds is over, you will have to hard tap it twice, or just even tap the bottom of it and it'll turn on. So here, if we swipe up from the top of the screen, you can see your notifications on your phone as long as Bluetooth is turned on your phone, and of course you have it connected to your phone as well. Right now I have no notifications. Up here you see the battery. Right now mine is at 84%. And if we swipe up even more, we can see we have these quick settings here. So here we have our music, our wallet, and the quick settings here. So quick settings are just settings that you can get to quickly, as the name implies. So here we can set the brightness here, right here. Right now normal looks the best for my video, so I'm gonna set it on normal, but if you want to save some battery, go to dim. And then here's do not disturb. This will make it so that you never get any buzzing on your wrist from notifications. Sleep mode, this can automatically turn on if you set it in the Fitbit app, but what this essentially does is it lowers the brightness of the screen automatically, turns off always on display and lift to wake, which I'll get to in a second, and also makes no notifications show up as well. So here we have always on display. So every clock face acts different with always on display. So here once we have the display turned on, if we turn it off, we still have the display on, but less is being shown. Always on display, since it's always on, it uses some battery. If we turn on our screen, we can turn this back off to save a lot of battery, because when the display is on, it uses a very high amount of battery. Here we have lift to wake, screen wake, auto motion. So if we have manual button, you'll only be able to turn on the screen with the button on the side here. But if I have this, then I will be able to wake the screen with a motion of my wrist. So you see that it's not on, right? If I go like this, it turns on. So that's what that is. Of course, it uses a tiny bit more battery if you have that setting turned on. So if you are really low on battery, you can go ahead and turn that setting off. By the way, to go back on any screen to get out of this, you'll notice that swiping in all the different places, it doesn't do anything. Pressing the side button will bring you back to the clock face if you click it enough times. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far and you're learning something, please tell me in the comments and consider subscribing to my channel. I would really appreciate that. Alright, let's continue. Now, swiping from right to left will give us our apps. So, you can install your own apps from the Fitbit app, but I'm not going to go over any of those at all. So we're just going to go over the apps that it comes with. So here's timer. Here you can set a countdown, so just, maybe I wanted a timer for 10 minutes and 5 seconds. I would go like this, 10 minutes and 5 seconds, I would click this. If I ever wanted to pause the timer, I would click pause. And then if you wanted to restart the timer, you'd click that arrow button over there. And over here we have stopwatch, so you can get there by either swiping like this or clicking up here. On stopwatch, it's just a stopwatch, you click this, and then when you're done timing, I'm going to wait for like 5 seconds. 5, I click on here. I stopped at 5.8 seconds, and I can reset this by clicking the reset button. It's that simple. So to go home, let's just press the home button or the side button. Here we have relax. So by the way, what this does is it vibrates to let you breathe in and then out really slowly. So the session length we can change to 5 minutes or 2 minutes, and the vibration can be on or off. So if you don't want it vibrating as you're relaxing, then turn that off. I'm not going to really get into this very much, but once we click on this, it says to be still, take slow deep breaths, and it senses your breathing with the heart rate sensor to see how much blood is going through and how fast it's going through. So essentially your heart will go slower if you're breathing slower. So you follow the circle, breathe in, and then breathe out when it's like that. So we can just exit this now. Here we have exercise. So we have run, bike, sorry, I did not mean to do that. Run, bike, swim, treadmill, weights, interval workout, and then we also have a more section here. So we have like a lot of stuff in here, since Fitbit is really centered around workouts and health and stuff like that. This is how you will get your workout in. It senses different things depending on what you are going to do with your workout. In alarms here, we can see that I already have some alarms set here, but if we wanted to create a new alarm here, we would say, 1:38 here, and we could choose AM or PM, go back when you're done with that, and then you can have it off or on. You can have Smart Wake, which wakes you up at the best time between the time that you set and then 30 minutes before that. So this is really for if you want to wake up, so it won't wake you up when you're really groggy, it'll wake you up at the perfect time. Here we can select every day, or we can select certain days, like if I wanted it to be only on Saturdays and Sundays, I can click Sundays and then Saturdays. And if you want to remove it, you just click remove. Now, these alarms that you already set, you'll just click on them and you can edit them in that same way, like that. A quick way to turn one off is to just click this little button here and it turns off the alarm. Here on the next page, your apps will be in a different formation too. So if you want to reorder your apps, you hold down on one and just move it around. You can even move it to a separate page as well. But here in weather, I'm not gonna get into this too much, but this is just basically your weather apps. Here, wallet, I didn't set this up yet, but essentially you'll be able to add a card and then pay things in stores and stuff like that. So this is just the interface. It's not really that many of the in-depth features. Calculator was a separate app I downloaded, and then music, you will have to use the Fitbit desktop app, so I will not go over that in this video. Here we have settings. So this is a big one. The brightness, we did adjust that up here, but in here we can actually change it as well. Screen timeout tells you the time between when it is on, and then if you don't do anything with your watch, then it will turn off after that. Obviously, a longer screen timeout will impact the battery, and it goes all the way up to 60 seconds, and the minimum is 10 seconds. The always on display can be set as on or off, and you can customize it depending on what you want to do. So you can have off hours to set when it's off. You have clock style, status bar, and core stats in here. Sleep mode is another thing. I believe you can actually set the schedule in here as well. So before I said you can do it in the Fitbit app, but you can actually do it in the schedule right here. So this is the manual on or off. But then in the schedule, you can allow sleep mode to turn on during sleep hours, and you can customize these sleep hours by doing your start time and your end time. So my start sleep hour is 6:30, and my end is 7 o'clock. Here we have Do Not Disturb. You can select this to be off or on, and then you can have it disable it during when you're exercising. Here we have Screen Wake. This is what I showed you before, manual or auto motion. And you might have noticed that when I click certain things, I would lift my screen up just to get rid of the sound that you hear there. The vibrations, you can change how strong they are, right? So when you click on certain things, it vibrates. So right now it's at normal, and I can make it strong, but strong uses more battery. The left button, you can actually add a shortcut for quick access. So if you hold this, it'll bring up Alexa right now, but you can do Fitbit Pay, exercise, or music control, stopwatch, and all these other things in here. So if I wanted it to open my notifications instead, I would click save here, and then if I held down on this, it would open up my notifications without me having to swipe down. Here we have microphone. This is enabled for voice features. This is for like Alexa and such. You can turn this off if you want your microphone to just not be used. I think this saves a little bit of battery as well. Here we have Alexa. You can have it set on Do Not Disturb, so it silences Alexa notifications on here. You can have that off or on. In Bluetooth, we can select an audio device in here, and you can select your music and stuff. So if you're trying to get your music up in the music app, you can just add your audio device in here and remove them. In the heart rate section, we can disable or enable heart rate features. So if you're really low on battery, this is a really good thing to turn off, because the heart rate sensor back here uses a lot of battery on your device, because it's a very important health metric that's added into this device. your active zone minutes, you'll get reminders to hit your weekly goal. You can just have those off if you don't want reminders to hit your goal or anything. And then in the about, we have, some stuff in here that a lot of people won't really need. And you can factory reset your device or shut down your Fitbit from here. When you shut it down, you'll just have to hold on the left button and then it will open back up. So that's enough for the settings app because we've just done everything. The tips app is just a really quick thing. We can get tips from here. So this is everything that I've already been showing you. So you don't really need to do that. And this is how you change your clock face. So you click on the Clocks app, so you can, get to different clock faces that you've installed in the Fitbit app. So if I wanted to change mine to this one, this is the default, I would just click on it, and it changed my clock face just now. We do have the Find Phone button. So if we click on this and we click Find Phone, my phone just made a really loud noise. So that was what that does. So you can find your phone from there. That only works if your phone is connected with Bluetooth. By the way, the reason you're seeing all these other apps in here is because I'm testing a bunch of apps, including games in here. So we're not going to go over those, of course, but we do have a lot of games and other things on the Fitbit. Personally, I don't even see really the point of games because this is a really, really small screen, and also I just don't really play that many games. That's why I was just testing those there. So those are all the apps in the apps screen. Now we can swipe from the bottom to the top and get to the Fitbit Today app. So this shows your sleep score and such. My sleep score, I didn't wear this to sleep last night, so that doesn't show you that score there, but this is a lot of stuff that you can see in the Fitbit app as well. And here, if I swipe down, you can see my steps with it, my heart rate. It's not on right now because it's not on my wrist. Daily steps badge, and your weekly exercise. But here we can actually change the things that are actually in this. So if we go to settings, we can check the things that we want to show, and you can only select up to 7 for some reason. So the ones that I needed the least were food and weight, so I just took those out and I included everything else. Another quick thing is that you can, along with the lift to wake, if you go like this, it'll turn it off with your wrist. Right now, lift to wake's not on, but if you wanted to quickly turn it off without finding the button here, you could actually just put your palm over the watch and it turns off like that. So if it's on in a dark place and you don't want people seeing it and it's off, and it kind of just creates a diversion or something, you can just quickly just be like, uh-oh, and then just put your palm on top of it. To charge your Fitbit, you'll find these 4 metal contacts on the Fitbit and match them with the 4 on the charger, and then just put your Fitbit on the charger like this and it will start charging. Right now this isn't plugged in, but that is how you will do that. And the last thing I'm going to show you is to replace your band. So you'll see these metal tabs here. As you can tell, I have a completely different band than what it comes with, but you can pull this down like this, and then the band will come off, and when you want to put one back on, you just put the band in a hole that is right there, put the sharp part into that hole, pull down the tab, and then let it go in there. It's going to take me a second try here. Alright, there we go. So there we have that. So if you have any questions about this, please tell me in the comments below. I will be glad to help, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. So see you next time.